Hi. I was getting ready to say hello, and then I was like, oh, right. I probably need to put my mic on. That would be helpful. Hi, I'm Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Thursday. It's July 9th, 2026. Why did I want to say April? It's April. Hello, it's April. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure that this is silent. Because I was listening to a tarot reading. Intuitive Kev's Kipperish deck. You can find this in his Etsy shop if you're interested. You guys know I'm obsessed. And I think I'm going to do Intuitive Kev tonight, and then I think tomorrow I'm going to do some Rob Barthelman and some Hattie Thorne. And I might do an extra reading or two tomorrow if I have time, because I won't be doing readings on Saturday or Sunday because of all the OT. I keep thinking every time I think of all the OT, I just keep thinking Italy. It's for Italy. Oh my gosh. I hope everybody had a good day. Pretty much uneventful. Went to work, hot as hell. Shit. We got 2 cards in the reverse. Somebody portrays themselves as a healer and abundant, and they are not. Three on the table, 4 on the oh my god. Here we go. Now I feel like I don't want to say any more because it's gonna give away the whole reading. Oh shit! There's one underneath there. Oh, this person. We got 5 on the table. We're gonna do 2 more shuffles. Yeah, I went to work. It was hot. I kept putting my hair up in different hairstyles to try and get comfortable. I could not. We got one card in sideways. Two in reverse, one sideways. Last shuffle. There's 8 on the table. I brought my friend said she wanted to box with me, and I've been kind of putting it off because I've been enjoying my solitude in the boxing ring, right, in my garage. And today I brought her some wraps for her hands, and I told her to take them home and keep practicing wrapping her hands. And next week for her birthday, we're gonna meet up at Dick's Sporting Goods so I can buy her a pair of gloves so she can box with me if she wants. Or she'd probably go to a gym if she wanted to do that too. But I don't know, for some reason she won't join a gym. I think she feels like she needs a buddy. I told her, I'm like, I work out and walk and do everything on my own. Like, you can do it on your own. What's the matter with you? You know you're a strong ass woman. I'm like, She's tiny, but she's strong. Okay, didn't we get something similar like the other day? It's so weird. So this is like, before I show you the cards, and I got some cards from top and bottom that go along with it too, honestly. This is like, and I'm going to refer to them as women just because that's what came out. You can change it to masculine. It really doesn't matter. It's just energy, but I'm going to say feminine. This is the story of like the dueling feminine. This is like the story of the competitive feminine. Like one is on the side of evil and one is on the side of good. We got healer in reverse. We got abundance in reverse. We've got blocked. We've got ascending. We've got Jezebel. We've got rich guy sideways. We've got mature woman. We've got pathway sideways. And then bottom of the deck, we've got priestess. So again, I'm just going to refer to them as feminines because this is what fell out, and it's just going to be easier for me. I'm actually going to refer to one as a Jezebel and one as a priestess. So, but you can change that to masculine. It really does not matter. This Jezebel portrays themselves to be a healer, to be healing. Okay, portrays themselves to be abundant, like somebody that can manifest for themselves, somebody that can take care of themselves, somebody that can create, right? Somebody that can work. Whoever they are, they're blocked. Their ascension is blocked. They're not moving. They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. And this rich guy sideways. So here's the thing. I don't think that this Jezebel's poor. Okay. I don't think they're poor by any means, but I don't think they're a rich guy either. But I think they portray themselves to have more than they do. Okay. I also think that, and I'm just going to throw it out there, even though, because it's something like, I hate to put a Jezebel in a box, right? The rich guy sideways could be someone that she has her sights on. It could be someone of status that she has her sights on, and he's sideways because if he's involved with this Jezebel, if he gets involved with this Jezebel, whoever this rich guy is, they're gonna find themselves not so rich. And I'm not saying like, oh, they're gonna lose all their money. I'm pretty sure if you have a couple million, if you have whatever the case, I'm pretty sure you can afford one Jezebel. I'm sorry. It's just too funny to me. It's just too funny to me. Anyway, sorry. Be more serious. Be serious. Serious. Um they're gonna put this rich guy at a disadvantage if they get involved with this rich guy. Like, and unbeknownst to them, right? The rich guy's not gonna know. Like, they're just gonna think, well, more than likely, they're just gonna think, oh, some other woman. Like, yep, let's go out on a date. You look nice. Let me take you out to dinner. If they get involved, this rich guy is in the sideways because they're going to take on everything that the Jezebel has. They're going to be healing in reverse. They're going to be abundant in reverse, and their ascension is going to be blocked. Now down here, we've got what we would call an older woman, mature woman. Okay, somebody that's older than the Jezebel. Whoever this is, they're considered a priestess. Now, I kind of talked about, I think I talked about it last night, or was it the night before? How, like, here on earth, like, I don't really think of people above me, below me, right? And nor should anybody. No, you're not any better or any worse than anybody else. Okay? However, in the 5D, if you believe, angels, ancestors, dearly departed loved ones, God, right? Source, universe, whatever you would like to call them, they do have a hierarchy. They do. That's my belief. You can believe whatever you want. That's what I believe. And only because it's a spiritual base. So, like, they take that into consideration. Okay? They might not necessarily be considered a high, this mature woman might not necessarily be considered a high priestess here in the 3D. They might not consider themselves to be a high priestess, right? This mature woman. However, in the 5D sphere, they would be considered a priestess. The pathway sideways for the mature woman, the priestess, I think this is someone that, I don't want to say they're lost right now, but I want to say, like, they're kind of feeling out their path. Like, they're going in the right direction, right? Like, they feel like they're going in the right direction, but there might be questions there. To me, that's just like chit chat with God. Like, this is somebody that should have, a little chat with their higher ups to see, like, okay, like, where do you want me to go? Who do you want me to go with? What am I doing here? You know what I mean? I think the priestess, the mature woman, for the most part, is headed in the right direction, but there just might be, like, if the priestess is questioning her career or where she lives or her love interest, it just gives, like, something's off. Like something's off. Not their whole story, just like one or two things that they can't pinpoint. Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? This high priestess, or, well, priestess is what they have, what intuitive have put on there. This is someone into divination, manifestation, all that jazz. This is someone that is awakening. This is someone that's on the journey. This is somebody that, they would be healing in the upright, okay? Healer in the upright. I think the fact that this priestess is who they are is a surprise to some people. Possibly to the Jezebel, if these two know each other. I'm assuming they know each other. I'm assuming, because otherwise, why are they in the same reading? I'm also not going to lie, because I really got at the beginning that these are two different energies. But honestly, the fact that the Jezebel puts off that they're healing when they're not, that they're abundant when they're not, they could put off all of this as well. Like, the Jezebel could be like, oh, I'm mature. Oh, I'm on the right path. Oh, I'm a priestess. Oh, I know all about manifestation. I get whatever I want. Oh, I'm awakening. The surprise is, no, they're not. Take how it resonates. If any of this resonates, top of the deck is a little funny because it's got some of the same cards as the other day. We've got high honor. We've got false. We've got family. Or sorry, we got legal. and we got family. So whomever this Jezebel is, I feel like they put off the energy that they're of high honor, they're of higher rank, okay? And it's a falsehood. It's completely false. This person might be going through legal situations in regard to their family, like if they're breaking up with a spouse and they're sharing custody, or yeah, whatever the case may be. Um, Again, it doesn't even, it could also be spiritual court. You know, when you see legal cards, court cards, it could be spiritual court, and it could be that this Jezebel has a family and God has taken their ass to court. You know, like, why are you a Jezebel? Why are you cheating on your family, cheating on your spouse, whatever the case? There could be something there in regards to spiritual court. I have like this mosquito bite on my knee and it keeps going back and forth between itching, not itching, itching, not itching. I scratched the hell out of it earlier. Pardon me. I'm not really, like, I'm not. Again, I feel like these two know each other because they came out in the same reading. I don't know if they're friends, work colleagues, family, sisters, something like that. I don't know. Neighbors. I feel like they know each other some way. And I feel like if they do know each other, right? I feel like this Jezebel didn't really believe that this priestess was of the rank that they are. Again, not that anybody should technically think like that down here on this plane, but people do. I'm not gonna lie, like there have been times where I've looked at a person, I've been, oh my God, I'm way better than that person. Oh my God, I'm way nicer than that person. I should start slapping myself because really that's not a way to look at it. Technically you shouldn't really be judging anybody on that type of stuff. And if you do feel the need to cast judgment for something, that's something, that you would do with God, and God handles it from there. It's not really your place to cast the judgment and give the karma. Yeah, I think the main two focuses of this reading is the fact that this Jezebel is completely trying to hide the fact that they are who they are. And I think the other main part of this reading is the fact that people, this Jezebel, one of them, I'm sure, is surprised that this priestess is who they say they are. When people, when I tell people that I do tarot and I do readings, and when I tell people I'm spiritual, but I believe in God, and people, some people will look at you like you're absolutely insane. Some people will be like, tarot, what's that? And you try and explain it, and they're like, but I feel like in 2026 there shouldn't be such a stigma. Like what's the stigma for? Like what's the big deal? I don't know. And I think when people actually show, when they actually show, like, hey, um I know what I'm talking about. I am highly intuitive. I am psychic. I am into divination. I am awakening. I am a healer. I think people get a little surprised when they see it in action. I think people get a little shocked when they see it in action. Pardon me. Hmm. Can you hear that? That's the ice cream truck. There's a family that has like, I think 3 of them. My mom, when she used to work, she used to work at a uniform company. She was in the call center, and I think they're called Jazzco uniforms. And one of the guys that worked there in the call center, his night job, his summer job was to do an ice cream truck. He had his own truck. He'd fill it with ice cream. He would sell ice cream in the summer. And supposedly he would make over June, July, August, September, supposedly just doing like weekends, like Friday, Saturday nights, he would make, I think she said he made between 30 and 40 grand in 4 months just selling ice cream. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I don't know. I don't that was quite a while ago. That was quite a while ago. So, I don't know if they could still do that now, but I mean, it must be worth it somehow because like I said, that family has 3 trucks and they do it every summer. They got to be making something. Anywho, yeah, there's something about this Jezebel and this priestess. There's some type of connection there. Because otherwise, why would they show up together in the reading? Honestly. And I think I'm going to say one thing before I let this go because I'm not really seeing anything. I'm not even really getting any feelings or anything. Actually, you know what this kind of gives me? Like quiet before the storm. Like when you get a message saying, "Oh, a tornado is rolling through. You might want to take shelter. It could possibly touch down near you." And you look outside and it looks horrible and the sky's like green and the trees are flapping, but you still don't hear like a lot of sound. And supposedly when tornadoes hit and you're in the eye of the storm, you don't hear anything. Supposedly. Never been in one. I don't know, something about like this is the quiet before. I don't know, I mean, something's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to go at it or I don't know. Someone doesn't want to lose face. The Jezebel? I just heard somebody doesn't want to lose face. This so maybe the priestess knows that they're a Jezebel, and even though they come off, they portray themselves as a healer, and this Jezebel's going to do whatever they can to protect themselves. Surprise, you're a Jezebel and you're dealing with a priestess. This is kind of funny. This is kind of funny because I think I was telling you like a week or two ago, like one of the readers that I watched, the Awakened Empress 3-3 or 333. I can't remember. Um, because of all the moon cycles and the planetary alignments changing and all that, she said, don't, for the next like 2 weeks or so, she said, don't let anybody goad you into a fight or anything like that. Just be calm and collect and live your life and ignore the stupidity and get through the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. She says, because you'll come out on the other side on top. I'm wondering if something isn't going to happen. where maybe one of these people says something against the other. I'm assuming that Jezebel would say something against the priestess, but at the end of the day, a priestess isn't going to fall for games. First off, a priestess, if you're trying to goad them into goad, if you're trying to goat them into anything, um, a high priestess isn't typically going to fall for that, right? I feel like there's something off here. I feel like somebody's gonna call this Jezebel's gonna call this priestess out and try to get them to portray themselves in a ugly manner. And all because this Jezebel's trying to save face. They're trying to protect their status. They're trying to protect their facade, which is that they're a healer and they're abundant, but they're not. And surprise, you can't fuck with a priestess. Can I just say something? I'm just gonna say something. This is my own personal thing, and you guys know I talk about my personal life on here all the time, and I'm sure you guys get sick and tired of me hearing about it. I'm sure you get sick and tired of hearing about it from me. How's that for English? The guy that I was in love with last year, the two friends that walked away to go be friends with him, the one friend now that is chasing him, they're chasing each other. I don't know if they're dating. Whatever. I don't know. We were all in the picking area today, okay? And there was a lot of tension in the air. A lot of tension. And there was a point where, because she was one station over from me and he's like 4 stations on the other side. There was a point where I felt like I could have just walked up to her and punched her in the face. I'm not going to lie. And it's not even, I mean, it is because of him, yes, but it's because like we were supposed to be friends. I'm just so sick and tired of women telling me that they're my friend and then they betray me in some type of way. Like, you knew that she was the first person I told that I was in love with him, and then she goes after him. Like, what is that? You have a husband at home, you got 2 kids at home, you're not happy at home, then end your marriage, end your relationship, find your own place, then go after him. Like that, like, what are you doing? I don't, I don't understand. And like I said, what I really don't understand is how you could treat a friend like that. And the funny thing is she can't look me in the eye. She will not look me in the eye. She knows that I know. She has been planning this from probably the very beginning. Probably the very beginning. And I first got a whiff of it like November, December of last year. And at the time I was just like, I'm so busy. I don't have time to like even think about it. And I really didn't. And it wasn't until like maybe a month or 2 ago that I really like saw what I was seeing, and I was like, seriously? Like, we were just never friends at all, and it's like, and here's the thing, this is like the situation with the ex-best friend. We were just never friends at all, apparently. Your ex-best friend, your best friend doesn't sexually assault you. A stranger does. So what does that tell you? Like, she was never my friend. And me having to go through this cycle again, it's like, okay, to God, right? Like, okay, I learned my lesson the first time. You give it to me the second time. I was just trying to make friends with somebody. And you give me the same lesson again. Like, and I don't even necessarily believe that technically this is my lesson. I also believe that this is his lesson and this is her lesson, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And I think I've told you guys that God told me that I was supposed to stay out of it. God told me I wasn't supposed to say anything. I wasn't supposed to get in the middle, because he has a karmic lesson to learn. He does. So I'm guessing she's the karmic lesson. Don't get involved with your married coworker with 2 kids. Not to mention the fact that her man works at one of the other buildings for our company. What if word got back to him? I don't know. Like, I, it's his mess, right? It's his problem. The thing that pisses me off the most is just the fact that she was never really a friend. Never really a friend. And the fact that people can do that to other people and just pretend like they don't take a shit every day, you know? I don't understand the behavior. But yeah, a lot of tension at work. And I almost feel like she wants me to say something. She wants me to throw a tantrum. She wants me to create a scene. I'm not creating a scene. I'm just going about my life because I have shit to do. Like I don't, even if I still feel some type of way about him, even if I still feel like slightly brokenhearted, I have things to do. Last year when it was fresh and it had just happened and I was bawling my eyes out all the time and I felt like completely destroyed, I was still moving. I was still doing things for myself. I was still transforming. So I'm not going to stop now just because I find out, my friend betrayed me. Another friend betrayed me. I don't know. I just got the feeling today the same type of thing like she wanted me to cause a scene so that she would look good. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that. I'm not saying shit. I'm not I'm not saying shit. If God told me that this is his karmic lesson, then this is his karmic lesson. There you go. I have my own path. I have my own ideas, my things that I want to accomplish, things that I want to do. I just don't have time for shenanigans. And I don't have time for kid shit. Cuz I feel like her doing what she did, that was kid shit. That was that was 12-year-old, 13-year-old middle school girl shit. Yeah. So it kind of resonates for me a little bit. I don't really necessarily think of her as a Jezebel. Like maybe she just figures, she's done with her man and she's going to trade up. Okay. It's not really for me to say. You guys know I've talked to you before. If you follow, if you subscribe, I cheated on my ex-husband. I can't really say anything. That's like the pot calling the kettle black. And granted, I didn't actually like sleep with anybody or anything, but I was talking to other people. That's cheating, you know? So I don't know. I just I feel when I heard that reading from the reader that I watch all the time, and she's like, don't make any scenes, don't let people call you out, don't let people rile you up. I really felt that. Like I really felt that. I was like, oh shit, now I got to be good for like 2 or 3 weeks. The thing is I got really lucky today because I was next to one of the older ladies in the department who I absolutely adore, and her and I talked on and off all day. She kept me busy. We had issues with our system, so her and I were laughing about that and joking around about that. I was exercising at my station all day because I could feel the muscles in the back of my thighs were all messed up today from walking yesterday. Actually, I don't even know if I'm going to walk tonight. I was gonna, but I don't know if I'm gonna. So, I mean, I was kept busy. And don't get me wrong, like I see everything. I am the priestess. I am the magician. I am the whatever, the hierophant. I don't know. I'm highly intuitive. I'm psychic. I see things. What other people think that I don't see, I see. I see things out of the corner of my eye. Like I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. I just choose not to react. It takes a lot of energy to do that. I don't know. Anyway, same thing could be going on here, you know? Like this, I think if this priestess called this Jezebel out for something, there's some surprise there about the knowledge, right? The intuitiveness. Like, oh, you're really psychic, you're really intuitive. Well, if somebody tells you that, then they are. I mean, yeah, there's going to be liars out there, but eventually you're going to figure out a liar for a liar. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it there. Like I said, some kind of quiet before the storm. So maybe they're gonna go at it. Maybe there's gonna be a situation created where they have a conversation. I don't know, but some type of quiet before the storm. Because it is. It's giving like calm vibes. And I think that's why like I'm not really seeing anything or feeling anything or hearing anything, because it's like whoever these two energies are out in the 3D, whoever's energy I'm picking up on, like they're both trying to like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope it resonates for somebody. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope if anything you're entertained. I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday evening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.